Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Uh, Working it here. I'd like to talk about the map system in this game. Try to explain it to some new players the best I can. Clear up some misconceptions that I got from listening to people along the way. Some things that I've found, some tips and tricks and basic understanding, so those new to the game can understand when they open this map how daunting it is not. So once you complete your three chapters twice, and you finish Act 3 Cruel, you'll unlock the maps. So when you trade your map to the podium in the keep, it's gonna in the Ziggurat Refuge, it's gonna bring up this map here. And this is where everyone starts off at the Ziggurat Refuge. So each one of these nodes is going to be a different map for you to trade, and you're going to get a quest, complete what was it, 10 plus map 1s for progression. Then the next one is complete 10 plus tier 2s, and so on and so on. And then ultimately it's going to tell you to find the monolith, the burning monolith. And you're going to enter the monolith, and it's going to say you need 3 keys, and it's going to tell you to find the Citadel, and then you have to progress through your maps to find the Citadel. So in order to do that, you just pick a path and you just keep going. Each one of these maps is unique to you, and when this fog of war that you see here clears away, you'll unlock new areas with new maps and new towers. And with RNG in your favor, it won't take you too long, especially after the patch, to find your towers you're searching for. A tip and trick to see if you're close to one, if you're going in the right direction, if you see this little light here, this beam, this beacon here is a tower in the distance. So what you want to do is pick a path, like you see here, and progress that way in order to reach it. And once you reach this tower or close to it, the fog starts to lift, the towers clear more fog, and if you see here, if you click on this tower, they all have a circular ring around them to let you know that's their area of buff. So once you complete a tower, you'll climb to the top, much like this one here. I'll show you. I just cleared it, and we'll go into the tower map just like any other map, and it's going to be a short map. You climb to the top, light your beacon, and that's it. You light your beacon, and then you get more area to see. Map completed, and they're really small maps on average, so nothing much to do there. I feel like they're way better than the previous maps. They were not fun. They're kind of boring to me. But now you notice when we come back in, the fog of war dissipates, and now we can see that we have here a copper citadel, which is one of the 3 citadels that I have to liberate. So these citadels, they all contain a boss and maybe a random event, like this one contains breach. Sometimes they're irradiated, sometimes they're not, but where I am in my progression with the boss tree, all of my boss tiers are irradiated, which is the symbol here, and we'll go over the symbols in a moment. But that's how you find your citadels to progress in the quest. The next thing up is these towers. Each one of these towers is going to allow you to buff the areas. So if you check out your legend here, you have the map legend and all the meanings behind all the icons. So we have map boss, is it irradiated, breach, delirium, expedition, ritual, so on and so on. So each one of these, so this zone here has a boss, it is irradiated, and it is corruption. So it's corrupted. So this zone here has the potential to be a tier 18 zone. So to explain what tier 16 through 18 means, your T15 maps that you get from farming these zones, you have to trust the Val gods. So you'll upgrade it however you want. trade a vow. Maybe you get lucky, maybe you don't. It can either turn into a 14, make the mods worse on it, make the mods better on it, and then it stays 15, or upgrades to the T16. And if you get the T16 win there, you come back over and you use it to pop a map. And this one in particular, if I put my T16 in there, it gets one level from being irradiated and then another level from the corrupted. Corrupted just means that enemies in the zone are going to have a chance to respawn as some little tedious monsters. They're not so bad, but they can swarm you and cause you problems until you get used to them. Outside of that, each one of these zones, each one of these nodes is going to have a random event that spawns in it, and completely RNG based. You don't know what it's going to be when your fog of war clears, like you see over here. This is just the RNG of it. I got I got multiple bosses. Look at all these. I got deliriums. I got one expedition. I got some breaches, and that's your base for that. And the way you improve this, and what we call juicing, is by putting tablets in your towers. So again, if you look at the area around your towers, you get kind of a Venn diagram of circles, right? And each one of these towers gives buffs to that zone. So if you come here in this tower here, I believe I have it seated 16% increased experience gain, and it has 16% chance to contain an essence. So I believe I have two of these towers have two different mods. I can't remember the exact aspect. One has increased experience, one has increased waystones, and I think one has a 10, one has a 6. But I can't remember the math on how the two tablets are. But that's the combined value of the two tablets I have in these two towers here. And you'll see the tablets here as I place one in here. So I'm going to come to this tower here, and it's up to 7 maps in range contain bosses. So when I place this tablet in here, 7 random circles within this zone are going to gain a boss icon. So now 7 zones are now boss zones, and because of my skill tree, they also become irradiated with it. But every zone in that circle will get the 2 below, the suffix and the prefix that you can add to it. You get 1 of each that you can add to each tablet. The size is not affected by this number here. Your towers give you a set circle regardless of what tablet you put into it. Which I've heard people say that you want 10s because it widens the circle. That's not true. That you want 10s because it gives you more maps. Like it adds more to more nodes, but it has nothing to do with the tower circle. The tower circle is set. So inside that circle, every zone is going to get 21% increased rarity and 3% increased pack size in maps, and up to 7 maps in the range contain bosses. So up to 7. So we're a little RNG on what we get. Should have counted before I pressed it, but you see in real time how all those random zones got bosses, and I got bosses for days. All these zones just got buffed. So now you can see here 21% increased rarity, 3% increased pack size on top of the quantity of items found, and the 50% rarity of items in the area already. Which is great. See, all this juice, and that's what was considered juicing your maps, is feeding those tablets and making those different nodes more productive. Give you that chance for much better loot. So you can get plenty of tablets from farming these maps. As you progress in your Atlas passive tree, you can make more tablets drop, rarity, etc. Or you can go to the trade hub, search for the tablets and see all the different types. There's tablets. The Overseer tablet gives you more bosses. Let's see, if we type in tablet into our search there, we have breach. So breach precursor tablet's going to give you extra breaches, which are this icon here. It's a fun event. It's very load intensive on your PC, so be ready for instant lag, as well as delirium, which is the same for now. A lot of people are having lag with those, so be really especially careful with delirium and breach, as on start they lag like almost universally and can overwhelm you based on the fact that you have a huge delay in catching up. The mobs have a head start on you. My tip or suggestion would be, once you trigger the event, pause the game or go to your menu and let the game load. If you're by yourself, that instance is yours and yours alone. So when you go to your menu or your pause, it's going to pause that map. Nothing will move. Everything will load. You have a little bit of time to gather yourself as far as your PC resources go and your mentality. But then things like Expedition, it's going to have an Expedition map where you set charges to blow up boxes. I won't go into exact detail on how you set all those up, but those pretty self-explanatory. You'll place charges over nodes. You get 5 bombs to place, and then those bombs will basically set free enemies and treasure chests, and you have to fight your way through the enemies to get to the loot that you summon. Precursor tablets is just going to irradiate the zone. So like I said, this little marker here, it's an irradiated zone that it gives you one level to all your boss, to your zone. And by placing that tablet, you're going to irradiate a select number of zones like you would any other, and boost that node. Overseer is the boss, and Ritual is spawns the rituals, which is this cursor. Now there's a couple of specialty nodes that you won't see very often, but when you do, you have to go check them out. The unique map and the hideout. So the hideout is how you unlock you guessed it, hideouts. And it's this symbol here, and it's a very simple map, very straightforward, a very small map. You'll go in, clear the hideout, and then come back to the map and click on it and set as hideout. Once you click on that and set it as hideout, you can fast travel to your hideout instead of sharing the ziggurat refinery with all the players. So then you have your own little space that you can fully customize, and I'll show you that in one moment. But then you have the specialty nodes, and let me see if I can find another one instead of the one that I just did, or at least the icon's there, and you'll see what it is. But one in particular that I want you to see is, well, two actually. One is going to be it's up here by the other tower that I failed miserably. You want to be very careful when you go into these citadels for the first time, because it can be very overwhelming. One of these, they're called vaults. It's labeled Valve Vault, and it's kind of specialty tab, and it's literally nothing but chests. So no need to worry about items. It's a good way to dump your flame floor maps. So I don't like running maps that contain flame floors, because I tend to stand in them for long periods of time. But this is a good place to spend them. I can't seem to remember where it was that I had that citadel. It should be around here, but you'll see that specialty node, and when you click on it, it'll tell you what it is. But if it says vault, that area is going to have nothing but loot chests. You want to use your rarities on them so you get more when you open the box. It's literally just a series of chests, and then you have some that are like 500% experience bonus. So read the little perks before you go into those blindly, because some of them contain enemies. But the vault is, don't be shocked if there's nothing in there but a vault. But yeah, as far as the specialty nodes and the hideouts, those The unique nodes are very rare. I've only seen like 3 so far in the area that I've covered. The hideouts are spread out around the map. This is the canal, and then when you come to your actual hideout or any waypoint, when you click on the waypoint off to the right, it's going to say select travel to your hideout. Click on that, and then you can go to all the hideouts that you have unlocked. I've only unlocked the faux hideout and the limestone hideout. Here's the canal, what the canal hideout will look like, and here's the shrine hideout. You can buy packs that include other hideouts if you'd like, but those are the ones that you're going to get from this. Outside of that, I do believe that's about all of the in-depth detail, but you're going to get maps, you're going to farm maps, you're going to progress. Each one of your map tiers is going to increase the difficulty as well as the loot. The better loot you get, the more money you get, the more worth it is, more value there is to do this. And then you go to your passive tree, and this is how you improve your passes. Each one of those quests is going to give you 2 points to put into this tree. So you can see mine here. I got this like early days. It was going around. It was advertised as the ideal setup. I love it. I can't say anything wrong with the performance that I get out of it. But what you can do is look at all the nodes and make sure that you pick the path that you feel is best for you. My original path was all rarity until I got skilled enough to change it to match the guide. But each one of these nodes increase rarity of items found in your map, increase rarity of waystones found in your map. You can choose to go this path. I chose to come this way. Rarity of items, come up here, get the quantity of items found in your map, and then it all becomes, do you believe more in if you get more items, are you more likely to get the nice drop, or do you believe that if you have more rarity of item drops? It depends on what you put your stock into and your personal choices on how you want to upgrade this tower. Don't let a guide tell you exactly how to, but I will tell you by looking at this guy, by looking at my tree. This tree has not let me down one bit as far as rarity of items and just difficulty and just how much I've gotten out of doing maps. And then you come up here to this. Each one of these nodes on the outside is one for the events, and you can see I put more time into the bosses than the others. So as you clear bosses in each tier, you get points. And this node here is what I was talking about. All my boss nodes are now irradiated, so I don't have to irradiate maps in order to make them tier 18 bosses anymore. So it's a little bit less pressure as far as finding perfect zones to use my 16s. So in order to know what to do and how to improve those nodes for these skills, if you click on the number here, 8 of 10, it'll tell you how to get points in that. So this is slay a boss in an area level 79 plus, map to earn points in this tree, and then additional points are earned for slaying bosses maps with higher. And the one I'm on now is I have to complete the Pinnacle of Flame quest, so I have to beat the flame tower, and then I get 10 of 10. And I'm still not 100% sure if I want to go the which path I want to come in. Maybe I'll come back over here and or was the I chose Essence because I craft a lot, so I just haven't 100% chose what I want for the last one. I'll say I'm 90% sure there's Corruption. It is the best option. It's going to give me it's already given me 100% irradiated, and now it's going to give me 30% chance to corrupt that boss when I go into it. So if it's not corrupted, I have a 30% chance to actually roll the dice and make that boss a T18. So you come over here, click on here, complete Simulacrum to earn points in this area. Over here, defeat Olroth in the logbooks to earn points in this area. So click those. Make your choice on how you want to progress. There's no right or wrong answer. There's optimized paths you can look up as far as what other people feel that their best performance has got them, but it all changes maybe you're not as confident in your ability as they are, which I was not in the beginning, and this path here was not for me. I'll say that, until I got very comfortable with killing mobs. These larger pack sizes were dominating me for longer than they should have, but crafting my gear and fighting through it and learning, and then respecking helped a lot. But yeah, I can't think of too much more to tell you about these maps other than if you use say you use a T15 map, it's the odds of you getting a T15 map are going to be higher. If you're farming a targeted map, you're going to want to use one up, one down, and that's where you're going to get your most commons, but you're not going to get a T10 from a tier 1. You're not going to get a T tier from a tier 5. So if you're doing tier 5s, you might get a tier 6. Depends on the rarity and your tree, but almost certainly you're going to get 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s, and that's true all the way. Even now I'm doing tier 15s. I get 1s, 2s, 3s, like all the maps. Plenty of maps. I get so many maps. I just refine them all into higher tiers and let it roll. That's how I get my tier 15s, is I just refine all the little ones. I sell some, but they don't sell as fast as you get them. So that's the general breakdown of the map and how to actually juice them, make your bosses in areas more powerful, so you get more bang for your buck. So hope this helps anybody. If you notice anything that I got wrong, maybe something that you want to add to it, please comment below. Like the video if it was able to help you. Maybe it'll spread a little bit more. Thanks for your time. Hopefully I'll see you around. Have a good one.